what's going on. So this is gonna be about Salt and Pepper suing Universal Music because they're trying to get their masters back, and Universal Music then held up their publishing, and they can't. They stopping them from getting the stream, so they're not getting no loot. You know this is an ugly mess. 35 years after you put out something, you're supposed to revert to getting what you got. But this is a mess and a travesty because if you think about it, I mean, Salt and Pepper Push It came out. I mean, they've been around since '86. So you do the math. 39 years into your career. Um, yeah, when you think about it, they've been around 39 years. It'll be almost 40 come next year. 88 Push It was their biggest hit. Why at this stage and juncture, with the 35-year mark of getting all your masters, etc., back, that you still have to fight for publishing and your rights? You would think that Salt and Pepper would be straight, but I tell it all the time: the music industry ain't nothing but a plantation. So a prince walked around with slave on his face. I might not have condoned it, but he wasn't lying. It is a one big old plantation. Michael Jackson told you, Little Richard told you, Rick James told you, Barry White told you, James Brown told you, etc., etc., etc. It's the same old story, same old game. They pimp you, they own you, they thug you, they do you how they want, and then they still expect you to owe. It's like how Tupac went out, how Biggie went out. There's not much money, but when you can find ways to raise it, that's how it go. This game is crooked, evil, and demonic. And so, Salt and Pepper are dealing with having to sue the Ruck Company, and you're trying to dignify and justify with all this time. It's a trip because I'll tell you something. If you grew up on certain artists and you can go back, you don't like to think that at this stage they still having to fight to the same old mess that they had to go through back then. And you remember Salt and Pepper are cool with Kid and Play because they used to all work at Sears back in the day. And Kid and Play had one of the worst, jankiest deals you could imagine. So you don't like to think that artists, as they get older and they're in a different setting, you think that with the stream era that you'll be able to get the masses back from the digital. You don't want to think that they're going to freeze you. But you see, this is a reality too. There's not a whole lot of money being made because of these days, people selling their catalogs, etc. So you have artists that are, selling off their publishing, selling off their, to get that bag. But there are still labels that can still dictate and still pimp and push agendas. And if they want to freeze your songs from making any streams, they can do it. And that's what happens when you don't own what you put out. This is just a reminder of the cold bloodedness that evil monster known as the industry will still lock you up. And that's why you still have acts still performing or what have you, trying to get the dimes because they can't get no money from the label. And even though they don't technically operate the way they once did in the same capacity, they still have the rights that have been spread and still used. It's amazing how we really don't have a music industry per se the way we once did, but we still have enough of a music industry that can still muscle you, can still hustle you, and still put you to the bustle. This is just a reminder of, when you don't own your master owns you. And it's the same that goes on. And it's sad. And you'll see, it's one thing if it happens that you wouldn't hope any younger artist today goes through this. But you sure as heck don't want to see your veteran artists having to go through the nickel and dime and getting hustled and having it stop. Go turn the water on and the water won't come out. Your faucet is broke. And that's what they do to you. That's how cold blooded they are. So I hope Salt and Pepper can be victorious in their suit against Universal. But I tell people all the time, if you can avoid these labels, don't take no loans from them. Keep your budgets down and keep doing what you do and try to negotiate that you can get access to them, because if you don't, can be the reality. There is no reason that an act that debuted in the mid 80s, almost 40 years ago, has to deal with this same old nonsense 40 years later. That makes no sense. That tells you how greedy and corrupt and even demonic they are, because even in a day and time that it's all mainly about streaming, they will freeze your behind out than to give you a dime. That's how cold blooded it is. So I hope Salt and Pepper can do it. But you didn't learn from when TLC told you, and there's so many other artists that have tried to tell you that, hey, this business is janky and they got no love for you. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.